Alright, guys. Hey, so, um, I'm going to try something, uh, that may or may not work, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I want to try and, start a channel based around the idea of just opening up about other people's opinions and other people's ideas and opening up dialogue between different parties. I think that's a very important thing. I completely support it. I also support facts, and that's what I want to try and show here. Is just basic facts, you know. Um, it's kind of been boiling up inside of me for the past couple weeks about just all the bad facts that are out there. Not even facts, just all the bad misinformation that's out there that people will throw at you, and it's bad. It's some of it's not even falsifiable. It's just conspiracy theory, and you can't even prove it right or wrong. I want to try and be as unbiased as I possibly can, but I would like to say that just based on my personal ideology, I would probably lean center left when it comes to certain things, but it doesn't mean that I'm not open to other ideas. I just I want to open up dialogue between different ideas and ideologies and see what happens. Now, I must say that I am very strongly against information that isn't falsifiable. I'm also very against hate. And while I want my comments to be open to opinions and different perspectives on situations, I will delete hate comments and I will delete information that is not falsifiable, ergo conspiracy theories. So let's see how this goes. I don't know. I I've laid out my goals, and let's just get right into it. Now, I'm gonna kind of go into a pre-planned thing here, because sometimes I just want to get on the internet and just browse the news and see what angers me or something, or see what is makes a good point or something. But right now, I'm just gonna go with something pre-planned to start off my day, and see how this goes. Let's just get right into this. I talked to one of my conservative friends recently about an issue he brought up, that undocumented immigrants in California can be able to get a license, and with that license, be able to register to vote under the motor voter registration program. I checked this out because I'm very faithful when it comes to checking that sort of stuff. I really try hard, and I gotta say, man, there is an elephant in the room that needs to be addressed when it comes to the voter problem, the voter fraud that is out there, that is so probably out there, yes. Um, and you can tell where I stand on this. The elephant in the room is there's no elephant in the room. They can't do that. Yes, there is a bill out there that allows undocumented immigrants to be able to get a driver's license, but it does not allow them to register to vote with that license. Um, let's just check this out. All right, so I have this right here. Uh, two, right here it says that um, the license that they're talking about, the AB60, um, it says right there that it's not acceptable for official federal purposes. This license is issued only as a license to drive a motor vehicle. It does not establish eligibility for employment, voter registration, the big one, or public benefits. It is basically a driving only. Um, it's basically a driver only registration. Now, whether you should be able to, or whether you should allow undocumented immigrants to have a driver's license special or not, driving only or not, is very much up for debate and is a very controversial topic. But as to the question as to whether they can do that or not, it's not, it doesn't exist. There's no such thing. I can even show you the other bill, the new motor voter registration program. I might even just flash it up on the screen really quick, because it's the military's going overhead. It started. Okay. Right here. It says, if I can see myself, it says right here. It basically says, right then and there, the department shall not electronically provide the records of a person who applies for or is issued a driver's license pursuant to section 12801.9, right there, of the vehicle code, because he or she is unable to submit satisfactory proof that his or her presence in the United States is authorized under federal law. So right then and there, both bills address it. It cannot happen, period. Now, I don't know how many people believe that, but I would just like to address it. Whether it's a major popular thing or not, it's just not true. I did lots of research on this. I read both of the bills extensively. I did highlights. I commented. There are lots of different things. There's small loopholes that you can find if you're a good lawyer. I'm not. There's probably way more loopholes than I could ever find. But the bottom line is, none of the loopholes that are in there pertain to them being able to get a voter registration. The loopholes that I found are just basic little loopholes that keep them getting in trouble if they attempt to register to vote. And that is more under the thing of if they try and get a standard driver's license with fake social security and things of that sort. Now, I can go on to social security because that's another interesting topic. People say that people get fake social security and they live off of it, and that's not how the social security system was intended to be. Yes, that's true. The social security system is not intended to be that way, and it's still not intended to be that way. That does happen. There are people that do try and live off the system. The thing is, the way to apply for Social Security when you weren't born in the United States is that you have to show that you're working and be able and you have to actively be paying taxes, and to collect from Social Security you have to be above the age of, I think, 60, and it just doesn't happen. Well, I mean, it does happen. It's true. It happens, but it's like the people that slip through the cracks. You can't blame the system on a few what I'm just gonna call isolated incidents in this. I don't know if it's more. Someone could correct me if I'm wrong, and I will openly admit it in a future video that I'm wrong on that. But I think it's just a couple of isolated incidents that these people keep talking about with the Social Security issue, and I think it really comes down to the fact that Social Security, you can go online, and when you think that there's Social Security fraud, you can go Social Security fraud and write I looked this up earlier. If my internet's gonna work for me. Oh god, super slow, super slow. All right. Report fraud, waste, or abuse. Oh man, my computer is running slow. Poor baby. Right here. You yourself, if you think someone that you know or that you live next to or acquainted with is abusing the system, you could submit a report right there. So, uh, yeah, it kind of comes down to the fact that wildfires happen and people do them. People do make wildfires and or do make fires and that become wildfires and that could very well be prevented. But the only way to 100% prevent that is to overregulate. Now, Republicans constantly. I'm bashing a little bit on the Republicans. I think I can get to the Democrats later. The Republicans constantly say, "Oh, Social Security, the people mooch off of it," and while that is very true, no illegal immigrants do it legally. No, and none of them do it without people not submitting reports. I think it's a very small thing that happens because you have to show that you're working, you're here legally, you have a visa, and you've been here a while and are paying taxes in the United States to be able to even get one. And if you lie about all that stuff and you that's where this comes in. That's where the wildfire analogy comes in. People will start wildfires and they do happen. And the only way to stop a wildfire is to over-regulate. And no Republican wants over-regulation. But that's the only way to stop problems with Social Security. So, I mean, we have a real bind-up when you keep talking about people that illegally mooch off the Social Security system. And the fact that the only way to get rid of it is to overregulate, because you can overregulate a wildfire to prevent them from happening, but now nobody can go out and hike and backpack because nobody would be allowed to. So it's a back and forth thing. It's like yes, wildfires, you could prevent them by overregulating forest rules and laws. Um, just like you can keep people from illegally mooching off the Social Security system by overregulating the Social Security system. But you can also be a Smokey the Bear, see someone that is doesn't look like they're putting out their fire before they're leaving, and call them out on it and tell them to either put out their fire or you put them out yourself. Like, put out your fire or we'll put it out yourself, or we'll put it out ourselves. It's right here. Don't do it or we'll report you. That's just active. That's being active. Sometimes the government can't do everything. The government, it can't do everything. I mean, come on. I think that's all I got time for right now. So yeah. Um, let's see. Tell me what I can do better. In the comments. We can talk a little bit about voter fraud. There are a few things where you can illegally um, register to vote. It's really hard to do. You have to fake documents and fake them well, and go through a lot of processes and slip through a lot of cracks to get there. As far as anybody has found, there's only been 4 cases of voter fraud in the United States during the 2016 election. That's not enough to tip the scales. And that is nowhere near the 3 to 4 million people are talking about. So that elephant is addressed, and I guess we'll go on to the next one in another episode. Thanks for watching.